Oh dear. Hey everybody, the Reswirl here, and welcome back to more of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, and so it begins. If you don't know what I mean, I plan on finishing the game today, which means I probably won't do it all in one session because that will be a pretty long one, so I'll probably break it up with this session covering both investigations, and then the next session being the final one, covering everything else. But let's do this. I've just been really anxious to finish the game. And especially with how things are leading up to, or what things are leading up to, it's just like, I really want to see where this leads. Either way, let's go! Wait, that's the same scene from when we finished 10 About Beginnings. Oh! He's in a hospital. I never realised. No, when I saw it before, I just assumed it was like, late at night, and he just had taken off his jacket. Or suit. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. So when he was injured from falling off the bridge, he was in the hospital, looking up old case files. I wonder why. It might have been to do with Ivy, I would assume? Maybe. Because she looks exactly like Dahlia. But either way. I'm still up at this hour reading through the trial record of a certain case. So that'll be case 4. It's the first case my mentor, Mia, had ever handled in a court of law. The horrifying truth that I refuse to accept is holding me hostage here within its pages. What is that truth? Oh! Oh, Dahlia Hawthorne was involved, wasn't she? I forgot. Dahlia Hawthorne. What I have read, I don't want to believe. What is written here, this wasn't the Dahlia I knew. Oh! After falling into the Eagle River, I was somehow miraculously saved. But I ended up catching a cold that seemed to knock me around the world and back. I feel dizzy. My ears are ringing, my throat burns, and my head is on fire. I know those feelings. Although to be fair, I haven't had a cold in a very, very long time. I was going to say I haven't been ill in a very long time, but that's kind of a lie, because I was sick 3 days after Christmas, which sucked, and that was like the first time I'd gotten ill in 2018, and then, of course, it would be right at the end of the year. I will recover. I have to recover by this afternoon. I have to meet with the most ill-tempered witness imaginable. But I know that he will be able to help me, somehow. Oh, well, we played through his trial, so it's all good. It's so weird how this trial is actually broken down. It's like half of it is spent as Edgeworth, and then half of it is spent as Phoenix. It's really cool. Either way, we're back at Dusky Bridge. Oh dear. Right, are you sure you're well enough to be doing this? You still look a little green in the face. Or maybe Viridian in artist speak. Actually, my fever has gone down quite a bit. What the hell is this theme? I like it. How's your temperature now? Only 102.2 degrees, nothing to worry about. Oh no, it's like, it's Phoenix from the first trial when he had a cold. Anyway, I've read today's trial record. You weren't bad, Edgeworth. Pretty impressive despite the circumstances. We're not in the clear yet. The main point of contention tomorrow is going to be the murder weapon. Yeah. We kind of established that the Shichishito could not have been the murder weapon. In the end, the Shichishito did not deliver the deadly blow. Which means there must be another sword hiding out there that we don't know about. Another sword, huh? Don't you worry about anything, pal. I'll dig up the murder weapon myself, or I'll eat my coat. Thanks again, Edgeworth. I'll handle things from here. That is probably for the best. Actually, I was thinking about paying the old precinct a little visit. There's something I want to look into. And that is... our client's background. Naturally. You mean Iris, sir? I have the feeling that we've met before. All I want is confirmation, one way or the other. And since I probably won't be getting that from you, I'm sorry, Edgeworth. I bid you adieu, Wright. Take care. And there he goes. Guess I should get moving too. Why? Do you need to be somewhere? Yeah, I've got to get to work on this bridge, pal. I'm rigging something up so we can get across to the other side. Ah, that's right. Maya is still stuck over at the inner temple. But don't you worry, pal. As soon as it's all set, you'll be the first to know. Thank you, Gumshoe. Okay, so we are actually still ill. Great. I like how the cough is kind of indicated by the sound. Good, like tsh, tsh, tsh. No problem, pal. Just try not to give me that cough of yours, okay? Alright, I'm off. Right, I was gonna say, I wonder how Maya's doing. Although, to be fair, if she's doing training, she will have been in the same spot for days. Well, it's only been a single day, so never mind. Hang in there, Maya. We'll get you out, I promise. But in the meantime, I've got to continue collecting evidence. There's not really much I can do here. I can examine the board. Ah, that's the payphone, I think. Asakura Temple doesn't have a single private phone line. And there aren't any houses in the area, so I guess Bikini is the only one who uses this. I really wish I had brought my cell phone with me. It would have been a good idea. That thing looks like it's ready to collapse, at least more than it did before. According to Bikini, Eagle Mountain is very prone to earthquakes. Which reminds me, if my memory serves me correctly, Edgeworth isn't exactly a fan of earthquakes. Yeah, that's true. That's only established in the games, though. Like, in the show, I don't think he had an irrational fear of earthquakes. Because there was a point, it was the case where we had to defend Edgeworth. Like, he was our client. And he disappeared because there was, like, a minute earthquake in the detention center. And I think it was Maya that said, why is he, like, crawled up on the floor? Either way, Heavenly Hall or the main gate. Main gate. Do. Okay, so February 9th. Come on, please. It's for art's sake, I swear. There's only one guy I know who could be this persistent and high-strung. It's Laurice! I'm talking about the heroine here. The heroine in my book. It'll make you famous. Oh, no! I don't know why I'm saying oh, no. It's Franziska. A fool's who foolishly accepts the foolishness of a fool's fool. Wouldn't you agree, Phoenix Wright? Eh? Wait a second. I know you. Your reflexes and mine need to shape up. My brain's frying like a sunny side up. And you want to grill me over a name? Francie, you can't do that. Even as we speak, Nick's on the brink of death. Or so I'm told. Whip a dead horse, isn't that one of your American sayings? No, it's not. And I'm not on the brink of anything. Come on, Nick. Tell her, would you? She must model for my picture book. Francie's Whiplash Splash. Simple and magnificent. Before you ask me to model, learn to give at least semi-coherent testimony. And before that, you'll have to learn how to live a semi-coherent life, Larry. I don't care what anyone says, I'm telling the truth. I saw what I saw. She flew, I'm telling you. Whoosh. Just like that dude with the red underwear. Oh, I wondered who the hell he was on about then. Don't think I'm gonna forgive you guys when you come crawling back to apologise. Off he goes. Phoenix Wright, it's been a year since we last met. A pleasure to see you again. Wow, she's actually nice. I am surprised. Franziska von Karma, although to be fair, it did sound like she was slightly worried. Have you been in Germany all this time? That's right. Extending my perfect win record, naturally. Oh, joy. Sounds like she hasn't changed a bit. Has it really been a year since we first met? We first met her on... Oh god, which was it? Case 2? Case 2 of the second game. And it was the one with... Eeny Miny and all that crap. I think, anyway. Where the doctor was murdered. I'm Franziska von Karma the Prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Oh yeah, she wanted revenge on Phoenix for making Edgeworth choose death. Franziska was born and raised in Germany and became a prosecutor at the age of 13. Her father was the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. He had a perfect win record for 40 long years. But now he is gone from this world. Don't tell me you still hold a grudge against me because of what happened to your father. Phoenix Wright, you will fall before me, this I promise. But it will be for my sake, not my father's. Are we clear? Yes, Crystal. Alright. Oh no, she seems different. Oh wait, well, I didn't even read what that said. Today's trial, I think? In truth, I was shocked. I came back to America with the intention of defeating you. Instead, it was my little brother who was leading the defense. Edgeworth. Come to think of it, Edgeworth was pulled into being a prosecutor by Manfred von Karma as well. Yeah. If von Karma hadn't... I'm pretty sure it goes over that. I'm not entirely sure if it is, but it goes over it in the show, that Manfred adopted Edgeworth. And that's why he became a prosecutor. And I don't know if it is canon, but a theory is that Manfred making Edgeworth a prosecutor was like the ultimate revenge against Gregory Edgeworth. For all the pain Gregory Edgeworth caused Manfred von Karma. So Miles Edgeworth told me something very interesting, you know. He said this case has a special significance to you. Because it does. And that's precisely why I am here. Your personal involvement will make crushing you into teensy-weensy pieces all the better. It's probably the fever, but she's so openly hostile that it's almost kinda cute. No smirking. No whipping the sick. That foolish fool doing such a foolish favour for such a foolishly foolish fool. Oh my god. Edgeworth. Make no mistake, Phoenix Wright. I came here for one thing, and one thing only. To pulverise you. It's not like I thought you were here to bring me some cold killer X, you know. So what happened? I'm assuming we're still asking about the trial. I went over the whole case file on the flight over. You read the whole thing? Yes, every last word of every last sentence of every last paragraph. All the ridiculous things you did made it a very interesting read, you know? Attempting to cross a burning bridge? Did you even consider the dangers? No. The only thought in my mind was I have to get across. A fool who doesn't think is more foolish than a fool who foolishly thinks. Gumshoe said he'd let me know once the bridge was repaired. Maya, she's got to be okay, I just know it. Plus, I need to ask her about what really happened at the Inner Temple that night. Oh yeah, because we have conflicting testimonies from Bikini who says that Ivy went across... Not Ivy, Iris. Is it Iris? What's her name? I forgot her name. Is it Iris? Iris. I keep calling it Ivy. Ivy. I don't know where Ivy came from. But whatever, yeah. Iris. Yeah, Bikini said that Iris went to the Inner Temple, and Iris has said that she didn't and stayed in her room. So, yeah. Well, we've exhausted all our dialogue. Thanks for the talk, Von Karma. I'm outta here. February 9th. What the heck? Is this Bikini? That was one long sigh. Hey, it's Bikini. Sister Bikini? My. I didn't know you were here. How are you doing? Her fucking face being all jiggly is weird. You don't have to pretend to be in a good mood for my sake. I suppose I've made a terrible mess of things, haven't I? I let Mystic Elise die, and then there's Iris as well. Mystic Elise? Now that I think about it, There's an acolyte stuck at the Inner Temple, and that poor little girl has gone missing too. I never even thought about Pearl. I'd completely forgot about her. Where the hell is she then? That little girl? You don't mean Pearls, do you? Yes, I'm afraid I do. She hasn't been seen since the morning after the incident. Pearls? She's missing? Why didn't someone tell me about this earlier? So... Iris? I must be getting old. I think I've seriously lost faith in myself. Are you talking about your performance at the trial today? You believe me, don't you? I'm not a liar, I would never lie. I know what I saw. I saw Iris pull that sword from Mystic Elise's body that night. I'm certain of it. At least, I was until this morning. I don't see any Cyclops, so she must be telling the truth. Wait, it's weird. Yeah, because Phoenix calls them Cyclops. I think Edgeworth just got like a, not mistranslation, but he mispronounced it. mispronounced them every time, because he called them psycho-locks. So why are you so unsure of yourself all of a sudden? You know that artist who testified after me? Yeah, Laurice. I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering. I felt like I might start flying myself. When I saw that man testify so fervently about something so impossible, I started to wonder if I had acted just like him when I was on the witness stand. I wouldn't take that guy too seriously. He's an artist, but all he draws is trouble, and nothing else. If both Bikini and Larry are telling the truth, that can only mean one thing. They both didn't see what they think they saw. Huh. So their mind is kind of filling in the blanks. Interesting. The Inner Temple. On the night of the incident, you met Iris at the Inner Temple, is that correct? That's right, I'm sure it was Iris. But Iris claims she was in her room in Hazakura Temple. I knew I shouldn't have come back here that night. But because you did, Maya is stuck at the Inner Temple. I am so sorry. The drafts in that place are nothing to shake a stick at, winter is especially bad. I'll bet. The training hall looks like it's about to fall down any second. Eagle Mountain has always been prone to earthquakes, just so you know. Earthquakes? Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if the next big one levels the training hall. We've got to get Maya out of there, fast. But still, there's really no need to worry. That area on the other side of Dusky Bridge is isolated like an island. It's like an island? How so? Well, the only thing that on that side of the bridge is the Inner Temple. No one lives out there, and it's surrounded on all sides by the river or the forest. I see. So a criminal would be trapped should they choose to flee in that direction. And as long as the bridge is out of commission, he or she will have to stay there. That means Maya could be stuck out there with the murderer, and no way to escape either. Oh dear. Yes, I suppose it does. Please, Gumshoe, get that bridge up faster. What about Elise, or Mystic Elise? I'm curious about a few things, if you don't mind answering some questions. Oh? Do you need to know my measurements for your investigation or something? No. I want to know a little more about the victim. Mystic Elise. I can't pronounce her surname, so I'm gonna avoid butchering it by just calling her something different. I'm afraid I don't know her waist size, or her bust size, for that matter. No. I'm wondering why she came to stay in a place like this to begin with. I mean, she told us herself that she wasn't here for spiritual training. My. You make it sound like this place is some sort of dump, Mr. Wright. Mystic Elise was here to soak up the natural beauty of Eagle Mountain, if you must know. There, you did it again, Sister Bikini. I noticed you always referred to Miss Elise as Mystic Elise. Oh. Yes, now, why is that? After all, she's not here as an acolyte. We address all our visitors as Mystic. It makes the experience feel authentic. And anyway, she's older than me. You must respect your elders, you know. How do you know that? How can you say for sure that she's older than you? Holy shit, how many people have 5 of them? We've got Larry, Bikini, and Iris. All of them have 5 of them. Jesus. It seems Miss Elise, or Mystic Elise, was no ordinary visitor after all. And there's Pearls. She was with Mystic Elise on the evening of the murder, and now she vanished. It's all got to be connected somehow. Well, I can't do that then. Sheesh. Pearl. Why did Pearls have to get mixed up in this mess? Please, Mr. Wright, I know you're worried, but try to keep it together. Oh, man. My head's throbbing so bad it's killing me. Pearls. She was with Mystic Elise on the night of the murder, remember? Yes, but I have a temple to run, you know. I was busy preparing for the training. I didn't see the little darling even once after we'd finished eating dinner. The murder. It didn't take place right in front of her innocent eyes, did it? Oh god. I never even thought of that. She is only young. I don't know how old she is. I keep thinking she's 10, but she could actually be younger. So, I have no idea. But if she had seen that, oh wow, that would be traumatizing, to say the least. Especially when it's somebody she admires as well. Or looks up to so much. According to the detective, she hasn't turned up at home either. Come on, keep calm. There's one place left where Pearls could be. She just has to be there. Gumshoe, I'm counting on you to check it out for me, so please hurry the repairs up. We think she's at the Inner Temple? Really? Why would she have gone over there, though? That makes no sense. Is there anybody in the courtyard? Hello? Anybody out here? Mm-hmm. So this is where Sister Bikini witnessed the incident. It's hard to imagine she was lying on the stand. So... maybe there are some clues that have yet to be found. I mean, the only thing I can see is... and here's the cane. We've got the staff, the bloodstain, the Shichishito, and the golden statue. Or the Shichishito. You can't actually do anything about the... what is it? You can't examine the golden statue. It's probably because it has no relevance. It's there in Misikami's hand, but it was proven in court today that it wasn't the murder weapon. Given the design, it must have been used for some pretty gruesome things in the past. You would think it was just a ceremonial sword, and not one that could actually be used to inflict pain. Or death. Or both. Right, back to the main hall. Oh dear! Is this Gumshoe? Hey! What was that jarring, inconsiderately loud yell? So this is where you've been, keeping nice and warm, I see. Detective, have you finished the bridge? Yeah, I did. I told you I'd let you know. Well, well, well. Then I'll come along with you and... sorry, ma'am. No unauthorized entry. Access is restricted to people involved in the case. What was that? I'm involved, aren't I? You couldn't get much more involved than me. Well, yeah. But that's not what I mean. Oh, Franziska! Oh, God. It's been a while, Scruffy. You're... Miss Von Karma! I was going to say, did he collapse? Sister, please leave the investigation to me. My. Well, you certainly seem to have everything under control. I am on your side. I won't do anything you don't want me to. And as you work to pin the guilt on Iris. Or as you work to pin the guilt on Iris. What are you daydreaming about, Phoenix Wright? That hurts, you know. Silence! I, Franziska Von Karma, will personally guide you through your investigation. So you will follow me. She's not seriously going to follow me around, is she? Oh god. Oh my god, she very well might. Oh no. Oh, do I really want her as my sidekick? I mean, it's different than having Maya, but I think I would prefer Maya as opposed to Von Karma. Hey! Oh man, look at it! Damn! You did good work, Gumshoe. Wait, so if I actually examine this, does it say anything? The thing looks like it's ready to collapse. Oh. My memory serves me. Yeah. On the plus side, I should be able to move across it now. Woohoo! Yeah! Wait, why is that actually, like, lit up? That's a place we've not been to, isn't it? At least I thought it was. Oh no, we have been here! Yeah, we came here once and then we left instantly because there was nothing we could do. Oh, we went inside it! I'm an idiot. No, we went inside the place. I'd completely forgot that we had actually gone inside the area. Maybe. So, things have certainly become a lot livelier than before. They must have commenced with the investigation. Oh, Mr. Nick. It's Pearl! That voice. Yes! She's safe. Pearls! Mr. Nick. Aww. What are you doing over here? So you were here, ever since that night. I was so lonely, I thought I was going to die. When I woke up in the morning and saw that dusky bridge was gone, I realized I was all alone. She was all alone? It must have been very trying for you, little girl. Ah, you're... I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. There's no need to worry now that I'm here. You're the prosecutor who was so mean to Mystic Maya last year. Well... I don't like you. You're nothing but a little girl without your whip. Damn! Mystic Maya didn't do anything wrong, but you were so mean. I'll never forgive you. Oh, oh wow, this is weird. Yeah, Franziska's getting a talking to. It looks like Pearl's words are getting under her skin. She's not gonna whip Pearls, is she? Of course, she'll whip Phoenix instead. Why are you whipping me? I didn't even say anything. You didn't have to. The smile on your lips gave you away. Anyway, Pearls, when you're with Maya... I'm sorry, it's all my fault. Huh? What are you talking about, Pearls? Oh god. Okay. Hey, wait, Pearls! She just ran off. Can you stop? That was cruel, Phoenix, Wright? To make a little girl cry like that is inexcusable. What was that all about? Pearls acting like that. Giving me the creeps. It makes it seem like she's blaming herself for something to do with Mystic Maya? With Maya, even. Weird. I guess I better... I wish I could talk today, Jesus. Guess I better take another look around since I finally got the chance. Especially since something about this place seems different from 2 days ago. The incinerator's open. I'm almost certain that it wasn't. Is it an incinerator? It's the only thing I could think of wording it. There's a weird smell coming from that incinerator. The door is almost open. Also open. Almost like it's begging me to look inside. Well, well. Let's see what stunning clue is concealed in here, shall we? Huh? It's empty. How naive of you, Phoenix Wright. But it's a bit strange, don't you think? Francisco von Karma. Why are we doing full names? I seem to remember. It was closed, and it was snowed up. Ah! So that means it's been used to burn something. Yet, simply opening it wouldn't have done anything. The fact there's no snow on it indicates that it's been used, because there's no snow around it either, so the heat that would have been given off from it would have melted the snow around it. There was snow on this incinerator the first time I saw it. Yeah, it's all melted around it. In other words, someone's been using it to burn something recently. Listen, Phoenix Wright. It's impertinent to call people by their full name. I was only copying you. Yeah, she does have a habit of doing that, for some weird reason. Is there anything else I could interact with? What about these statue things? Look at all the Buddha statues lined up along this path. Phoenix Wright, do you think this is how many siblings the head nun has? Why don't you ask her the next time you see her? You know what? I think I will. And she'll probably slap you for prying into her private affairs. Alright, I suppose we can move. Can we go into the training hall? Oh, we can. Wait, so is Maya in here? Oh, it's locked. So she must be behind that door. I guess. Or gate. Whatever the hell you want to call it. What's wrong? Why are you so quiet? Maya. She was supposed to be in here, training. Yet it appears she's nowhere to be seen. What's that? That strange lock. It wasn't there 2 days ago. This whole room is giving off some strange vibes. Hold up. That's been defaced. The scroll that had, I can't remember her name. Mystic Army, I think. What do you... Ah, it has been defaced. What do you think this yellowish poster is, Phoenix Wright? It's a scroll, not a poster. It's a picture of a woman who's actually... It honestly looks like it's been, like, had shit smeared across it. Woman? I don't see any woman here. There's a different atmosphere in this room since the last time I was here. No, it's not a different atmosphere, it's a different smell. Oh god, oh, it's gravy. Whew. Oh, god, as soon as I brought up the fact it was shit, or could have been shit, or looks like shit, and then they mentioned a smell. They defaced a scroll with gravy. What's the matter? This scroll, it's been completely covered in gravy. Ah, yes, there is a very appetizing smell in the air. But gravy is a type of sauce. So when you run out of paint, you Americans use gravy as a substitute. I see. No, no one does that. For starters, it stinks. This must be the gravy that we had with the roast on the night of the incident. But why would anyone do this? Why this scroll? Because it's Mystic Army? Who the hell would want to deface it, though? Also, yeah, we have the lock. Bum, 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 bum. This door. When I was here 2 days ago, that weird lock wasn't on it. Those chains. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cabin. Never seen a lock quite like this before. It looks awfully... Oh, I'm gonna say awfully similar to a psych lock. I've seen locks and chains just like this before. They look just like the ones that guard a person's secrets during a psych lock. I wonder if this lock is guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cabin. What took you so long? I thought even you'd managed to get here faster than this. What? Goddo? Why is he here? Mr. Trite? Prosecutor Goddo? I didn't know you were here. Prosecutor? How come you didn't show up at the trial today? Huh. I could ask you the exact same question. Yeah, it's totally... What's his face? Diego. The smile is the same. Also, he wears the same clothes. Bit of a giveaway. And the hair. But, enough of that. But I had a cold, so... I had something slightly more important than a common cold to deal with. The importance of which is something you have no hope of ever understanding. Enough. I believe I have the measure of you. You are the very worst kind of prosecutor. What could be more important than a trial? Who's the wild mare, Trite? Oh dear. This is Miss Von Karma. She was the acting prosecutor in your absence today. Huh. Well, I guess I owe you one then. But you can go now, Princess. It's time for the big boys to take the reins. But who do you think you are? This case is my... Hey, Philly. Know your role and shut your mouth. I can't stand women like you. Or women like you. I'm only going to say this once. Lady Von Whiffingberg, go home. Jesus. And she takes out on Phoenix, because of course. What are you hitting me for? Huh. You deserve more cracks of the whip than that, Trite. What? You still don't get it, do you? You don't realise that you've set something in motion that you'll never be able to undo. There's something different about Goddo today. I'm getting such a strong sense of something from behind that mask of his. Is it anger? Or is it sorrow? It's probably a mix of both. Or hatred. Yeah, why didn't you show, douche? You had some important business and that's why you weren't in court, huh? So what was it? I've told you once before, but perhaps you don't remember. I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. You see, Trite, I've experienced something most have not. Death. You died? Of course. Being extradited from hell is a tedious affair. The meticulous regeneration and adjustment of all your internal organs is... Well, let's just say modern medicine allows us all to live to a ripe old age. Even someone like me. So, you mean that mask you wear is... this ugly device? I promise it's not a fashion statement, my unenlightened friend. Without this, I can't see your frequently dumbfounded face. I didn't know. So he's blind? My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. Still, I keep this worn-out piece of junk on a body... Oh, junk of a body going with regular servicing. I'm sorry, but you say you experienced death. How is that possible? What happened? Why don't you ask him? Huh? Me? Yeah, Trite, you. You should know all about it. You know when my life ended, and who ended it for me. Oh god, I got goosebumps. Well, Phoenix Wright, do you? I don't want to say anything, but I think I know what he might be referring to. I don't know what he's talking about. Although, to be honest, I do feel a little tug at the corner of my memory. I think I do know about how Goddo was killed. It will all become clear in due time. Isn't that right, Trite? Can't undo. Earlier, you said I've done something I can never undo. What did you mean by that exactly? The inner temple here on this side of Dusky Bridge is an isolated island. That's what Sister Bikini said too. And I wonder, Trite, do you know what the police are doing here today? What do you mean? They're searching. Searching for any trace of an acolyte who went missing. Missing? As leader of the search party, I can tell you this with absolute certainty. Maya Fey is not on this side of Dusky Bridge. What? Really? So Maya isn't even here? But that's impossible. She came here that night and... I won't say it again. The chances of her being here are nil. Excluding, of course, one very unique place. One? Where is that? The sacred cavern, the entrance of which we are standing at right now. This is the only place that the search party has yet to explore. So they haven't searched that cavern yet, huh? Be aware, though, that the temperature inside frequently falls below freezing. Even if she was in there, the chances of her being found alive are slim at best. No. Which means, Trite, that you sent Maya Fey to her death. Oh dear, this is looking real bad. You fool. If that's the situation, why aren't you in there with a search party right now? You must have blinders on, my... Equestrian angel? Equestrian angel? Don't you see the big lock and chains? I mean, we do. But still. It's a trick lock. I'm making preparations to open it as we speak. Well, Trite. Once again, a woman dies because of you. Wait, what? Once again? Huh? What are you talking about? Don't tell me you've forgotten. It was only 2 years ago, after all. When the last unfortunate woman died because of you. Because of me? He's on about Mia. That wasn't... What? That wasn't Phoenix... his thing, though. I'm confused. He wasn't directly responsible. That was because of Wright. And because Mia had, you know, incriminating evidence against him. And he killed her to get the evidence back. Wow, okay. So, and do you know who that was? It was Maya Fey's sister. That's right, Mia Fey. Mia? You killed her. No, that's not how it was. What the fuck? This is taking a turn for the worse. It was 2 years ago. Mia Fey was pursuing someone, a man. Yeah, red-white, a blue cob. But she bit off more than she could chew. She made a very dangerous enemy. Yeah, that's one case I'll never forget. But I got that guy, personally. Sure, Miss Fey's murderer was caught. But that won't bring her back. Well, no, but... You were with her at the time. You and no one else. It was your responsibility. You should have protected her. You say Mia Fey was your teacher. Well then, I'd say you've learned nothing, Trite. You robbed her of her life, and now... You've let her sister suffer the same fate. I haven't sentenced Maya to death. No. What on earth? God really does have something out for us. Especially now. Normally he just has, you know, very sarky things or... ill-intended things to say, but this time he's really going for the jugular. My god. Trick lock. What is this peculiar-looking lock? Why don't we just break it open? It would be a simple matter of... I'm afraid we can't do that. This area has always been prone to earthquakes. The repeated tremors have weakened the foundations of the training hall. Any excessive force used to break the lock open would... Well, let's just say the inner temple in the sacred cabin would be a thing of the past. Very well, then dare I suggest the obvious solution of opening it with the key. Huh. Sure. Just show me where the keyhole is on this trick lock. There's no hole? That looks like a Magatama on it. That's right, an interesting puzzle, huh? The person who set this lock is the only one who can open it. Then who was it? Simple. The accused. What? Iris? When an acolyte undergoes training inside the sacred cabin, the attending sister is responsible for locking the entrance. Obviously, the night of the murder was no exception. Maya Fey was to train in there. Sister Bikini did mention it a number of times, now that I think about it. She said that Iris was left in charge of supervising the early stages of the training. But Iris was in her room. So Iris, the accused, is the only one who can open this lock. I've arranged for her to be brought here now. Iris is the only person who can open this lock. I hope she gets here soon. Hang on in there, Maya. We'll get you out. Assuming she is in there. Oh, she is in there, of course. So, I should be getting back to work. Wait, Goddo. How sure about Maya are you? There's no doubt in my mind. She's in the sacred cabin somewhere. It's the only place she could be. You better start praying. You better pray that friend of yours brings the accused back here soon. Edgeworth? Listen up, Trite. There's only one thing I want to say to you before I go. I'll never accept you. Never. Wow. You should choose your friends more carefully, Phoenix, right? That's what everyone says. Looks like I don't have much of a choice. Guess I'll just have to do what I can for now. Yeah. Oh, but to be fair, him and Goddo were never friends. It's weird though, because it's quite obvious he really hates Phoenix. And apparently he hates him so much because of Mia's death. I don't know. Should I or shouldn't I? Sounds like someone's talking to himself. But where's that coming from? Is this Larry? Oh, it's Gumshoe. Yeah, I guess I better wash that off. That's what I'll do. No, but I can't do that. I'm a detective. Ah, my brain. This is driving me nuts. Ah! Is something troubling you, Scruffy? Please don't whip me like that all of a sudden, sir. It was merely a simple greeting, a friendly tap on the shoulder, with my whip. So, what's up, Gumshoe? Is something on your mind? How did you know, pal? We can hear you talking. Perhaps you were trying to decide if you wanted to wash that off or not. How did you know, sir? Oh, yeah, I nearly forgot. You can't go through that little gate there, okay? You mean the one that says no entry on it? I, kinda already snuck in there. Is he trying to be clever or something? So, what's behind there, Scruffy? Huh? A kind of garden-like garden? A garden? Yeah, anyway, it's under investigation right now, so keep out. I'm not telling you, I'm asking you, pal. You got me? Isn't it normally the other way around? Well, see you later. He didn't even stay to make sure we don't venture in there. Of course we're going to. So, shall we adjourn to this garden, Phoenix Wright? Of course. What else would we do? I really want to know what Gumshoe was thinking of washing off. Oh god, is there going to be more incriminating evidence in the garden? I guess so. What the fuck? I see something in the snow over there, and I see blood. Lots of blood. So, the inner temple garden. He was gonna wash that! There's a strange feeling in the air. I wonder what it is. Strange feeling? Forget about that. What's that strange writing on the stone lantern? Ah! What are you doing here, sir? I thought I said you can't come in here. Don't you know, Scruffy? A Von Karma will always show up wherever there is a clue. And there are plenty of clues to be found here. But... sorry, dude. Actually, before I talk, I'll investigate. I want to examine. First and foremost, what the hell's in the snow? What the hell is that? There's a charm or something poking out from the snow. It looks pretty old. There's a leather cord tied to it too. Apparently it belonged to the victim. To Mystic Elise. Yeah, there was a broken leather cord around the lady's neck. The ends of the cord found on... oh god. Found on both the victim and this charm match exactly. This means that this charm definitely belonged to Mystic Elise. This could be a really vital piece of evidence. Karine Master's talisman. Wait, what? Why would she have that? It's just, I don't know, I think it's just the name of it is what's kind of thrown me off, because it's Karine Masters. Whatever. What's this say? I don't know if that says like Olo, Elo, Blow, but the B is missing. The B part. What the heck is that? Uh-oh. You spotted it, huh, pal? You kidding me? It couldn't be more obvious. It says Maya. Oh, it's upside down. I'm an idiot. And yeah, before you ask, it's written in blood. You will answer all our questions now, Scruffy, without exception. Yes, sir. Oh, there we go. I pressed A again. Whoops. Yeah, I pressed A. I meant to press B, but I didn't. My B! I'm still really confused by that charm. Why would Elise have a Karine Masters thing? Wait a minute! I didn't even... The one thing that threw me off was the fact it said Karine... not Karine, the fact it said Masters on it. I didn't even take into account that it says Karine. Or Karine, I don't know how you say it. Karine Masters. Why the hell does she have that? But the master of... the what is it? The Karine... what was it? The Karine School of Channeling? I can't remember if that's what it's called. But the master of that is... what's an... do we have a... no, we don't. Oh wait, if I look at the poster... wait, it'll tell me what she's called. I can't remember. Oh no, Misty Faye. She's the master. And she's missing. No. We're gonna say she's missing. And had been missing for a really long time. No. I mean, maybe. It's a really weird thing for her to be holding. If she has nothing to do with spirit channeling or anything. And there's also the fact she's constantly being called Mystic. Like, Bikini always referred to her as Mystic, Elise. So... very weird. Either way. So how's the Inner Temple investigation going? We have the best scientific forensic team in the world working the place. Forensic team? What was the outcome of this scientific study? Nothing! Scientifically speaking, the place is as clean as a whistle. That's simply not good enough, Scruffy. Do you think I'll let you get away with that? Uh-oh. Well, there were a couple of things that bothered me when I first got here, sir. That stone lantern, and the surrounding area that's not covered in snow, correct? Oh! They look kind of fishy to me, you know, scientifically speaking. So I got the lab boys to look them over. The results were, it's kind of hard to say, actually. I guess I better look into them myself. Maya? About Maya. Oh, did Mr. Gatto tell you yet? Yes, we heard. He's got a search party out looking for her. But there's nowhere else she could have disappeared to on this side of Dusky Bridge. All we can do is wait for Mr. Edgeworth to get here, pal. Edgeworth? He's escorting Iris, the defendant, over here. We'll have to wait, since she is the only one who can open the door on the Sacred Cabin. Or to the Sacred Cabin. Oh, I think Mr. Edgeworth wants to talk to you about something too, pal. Huh? I wonder what it is. Just don't be expecting any good news when you talk to him. When I spoke to him, Mr. Edgeworth sounded so down, I felt like I was drowning. Sounds pleasant. Bloody writing. So, Maya. So these letters are written in blood. Yeah. What's worse is it's the victim's blood. Huh? This is Mystic Elise's blood? Why is this such a common theme in this game? Yeah, whenever someone dies, they seem to write out somebody's name in their own blood. Well, no, they don't actually do it themselves. Usually the killer writes out someone's name to kind of incriminate them. We haven't done a detailed analysis yet, but it's looking that way, pal. Most interesting. Phoenix Wright, I presume you know, don't you? Why Maya's name is written upside down? You know what? That was really bothering me too. I just came up with the answer. The result of my own special gumshoe investigation. Really? Do tell. Well, on the night of the murder, that stone lantern was upside down. Anyway, there's really only one logical explanation to this mystery. Wait, okay, so Miss Elise wrote these letters herself in her own blood. You must be joking. That's impossible. From the writing in the victim's blood and the other clues left behind, it seems pretty likely that this garden was the scene of Miss Elise's murder. At least, that's our current theory on how the events took place, pal. How the hell did they get the body back to there? Like, back to the main hall, without, or more so the courtyard, without anybody noticing. What? True crime scene! My goodness, is what I was gonna say. My godness. So Miss Elise was killed here. However you want to look at it, that's what people are saying now. Then, what Sister Bikini saw in the courtyard at the main temple was... a cover-up? Maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Well, what was it? If that wasn't the scene of the crime, what did she see? What do you think, Miss Von Karma? Surely a special gumshoe investigation would reveal the answer, no? But wait a sec, the bloody writing and all the other clues here. Someone could have easily set all that up after the murder had taken place, right? Sorry, but that's not an option, pal. Why not? How quickly you forget, Phoenix Wright. Ever since the incident occurred, this place has been completely inaccessible. Because Dusky Bridge was completely burned out, that's true. I was overseeing repairs to the bridge the whole time. No one came over here before me and my men. Which means no one could have planted all this stuff here, pal. Oh yeah, I can't think of a counter-argument to that. I knew it. I should have washed the blood off the lantern as soon as I got here. If this really was the scene of the crime, then I need to figure out exactly what it was that Bikini actually saw. Yeah, no kidding. Jesus. How? She couldn't mix that up either. Oh, the cases in this game, they just get more and more twisted and confusing. I love them. They're the best. It seems you have a visitor. Oh, it's Iris. Why does this music play when I see her? Ba-doo, ba-doo. My god. Mr. Wright. Iris, I'm really glad to see you. Gotta managed to mobilize the police by claiming a state of emergency. Not him again. Never mind him. We've got to hurry and unlock the sacred cabin. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. It's my fault someone so important to you is locked in there. Mr. Edgeworth, can we finish our conversation later? Alright. Let's hurry to the inner temple then. I'll see you later, Wright. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Wait, Edgeworth, I'm coming with you guys. Sorry, Wright. I can't allow you to come with us. What? I hate to be the one to break it to you, but Maya Fey is in a rather delicate position. What do you mean by a delicate position? This isn't simply a rescue operation, right? It's also an investigation. That being the case, we can't allow members of the public to interfere. Come on, Edgeworth. If anything happens, you'll be the first to know. Please understand, right? But it's Maya, Mr. Wright. All that matters is that Mystic Maya is rescued, correct? Listen to the voice of reason for a change, Phoenix Wright. From now on, consider anything beyond Dusky Bridge to be off limits. We'll be going now. Excuse us. Okay. The way they worded that, though. This is no time to be standing around, Phoenix Wright. Aren't there other things that demand your attention? She's right. Thanks for reminding me. Ew. Right, so move. Main hall! Right, time to break your locks, Bikini. Sister Bikini looks like she's shrunk some since I last saw her. Don't be so rude, Phoenix Wright. What's wrong, Sister Bikini? My, hello you two! How are you doing? Aw, she's putting on like a brave face. From the sound of that sigh, I guess she's still pretty down. Iris was just here, you know. She was accompanied by that handsome crimson-clad prince. She talking about Edgeworth? Just a courtesy call. I wasn't allowed to talk with her at all. Oh dear, it's all my fault that this has happened. Poor Iris. She was worried about my back, would you believe? What have I done to her? Only what you had to do, sister. You bravely and truthfully testified about what you saw. There's no shame in that. And we'll see to it that your testimony wasn't made in vain. Well, I don't hear anyone else saying that. Mr. Bluesuits doesn't seem to share your opinion, I see. Me? Oh my god. Glare. Oh yes, you did great, Sister Bikini. Absolutely spectacular! You two are the only ones who've said that to me. I can't shake the feeling that I just became a shill of a shill to a shrew. You have a problem, Phoenix, right? Sure, she was brave to testify so truthfully like that. But I know she's still hiding something. Guess it's time to break that cyclock of hers. It's not one, it's 5 the bloody things. Let's do it! Whoop! I almost printed it in my attorney badge. Tell me the truth! I'm an attorney! Oh my god, I can't believe there's so many 5 ones. Whoo boy! So, oh yeah, we're finding out about Miss Elise. Sister Bikini, the truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. I'm convinced that Miss Elise had a special significance to this temple. As to why she had a special significance, I believe it has to do with her true identity. So it actually could have been Misty Faye? Seriously? I mean, the Karine Master's charm is the big giveaway. Also the fact there's a mystic army, Misty Faye, mystic army. Army's a completely different person. A Misty Faye scroll in the inner temple, which is also kind of strange. Right, her true identity. What on earth are you talking about? She was... Mystic Elise was an author, just an author, of picture books. To be honest, I had my suspicions almost immediately after I met her. Suspicions? Yes, but I didn't have any evidence to support my theory, though. But now I do. This piece of evidence proves Miss Elise's true identity, so we are saying it's Misty Faye. Oh. Well. Yeah, worn by her, found in the garden of the Inner Temple. Miss Elise had this charm with her at all times. Where did you... This isn't some cheap good luck charm either. Then... What do you think it is, Mr. Wright? What could a talisman like that possibly mean? It's a talisman, is it? Interesting. Oops. This thing speaks volumes about who Miss Elise really was. This talisman and one other item unequivocally prove Miss Elise's true identity. I'm assuming the other one's the scroll, but it's been defaced, so... The painting is obscured by this gravy stain at the moment. Wait, it's a picture of her, so you'd be able to make correlations between how they look. It doesn't change how she appears, so she'd look the same in the hanging scroll as she did in person. So she might have been the one to obscure it in order to hide her identity. Or protect her identity as Elise. Miss Elise. This scroll shows the master of the Korine channeling technique. The crest at the top is a sign of that honourable title, which is the same... Oh, okay. Oh, right, I see. Would it also have been... I mean, if it was a drawing, you wouldn't have been able to tell, I suppose. I never even thought about that. I forgot... I did say it had the crest. Well, that was one thing that Maya pointed out straight away. Like, that's how she knew it was her mother, because she doesn't know much about her mother. And also, that would have been from a long time ago when she was younger, so... Yeah, I was wrong. It was all to do with just the crest. This crest is reserved for the Master of Korine. Who on earth told you that nonsense? I've got no idea what you're talking about. The new Master, Maya Fey, told me. What? You mean the Acolyte is Misty Faye's daughter? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. In fact, since her first daughter passed away, Maya is Misty Faye's sole successor. Mystic Misty! So it was. Oh man. That wasn't even that hard to break. You have to present 2 pieces of evidence. Ba-ba-ba-bum! Woohoo! So, Miss Elise. Mystic Elise graced us with her presence about a week ago. When she showed me the talisman with that mark on it, well, I nearly fainted. No one had seen her in 17 years. That's when she disappeared. The last time she did it was the DL6 incident, wasn't it? Like, the last time she was around was DL6. Well, at least I think it was. Maybe. I can't quite remember. What is the significance of this talisman, sister? The Korine talisman is the symbol of the Master of Korine. The bearer must carry it with them always until their death. Until their death? So Elise, or Miss Elise, was really Maya's mother. Huh. She was Misty Faye, the master of the Korine channeling technique. The truth comes out at last. It looks like we're making some headway here. Tell me, sister. After 17 years, why did she choose to show herself now? Because something happened that called her out of hiding. What happened? Well... Oh, is that an earthquake? What's happening? It can't be. Earthquake! Oh my goodness. The Inner Temple. This kind of tremor might... The Inner Temple? Oh my god, my screen is all over the place. The sacred cavern in the training hall. It might very well cave in. What? Maya! Oh dear. Well, it seems we're fine. Woo, boy. It seems to have passed. Well, we can't just stand here and do nothing. Let's go. What? Where? To the Inner Temple, of course. Where else? Sister Bikini, we'll finish this later, alright? Of course. You run along now. People may have been hurt. I must get some first aid kits ready. Bloody hell. Come on then, Phoenix, Wright? They won't bar you from entering as long as I'm with you. Thank you. Right at that moment, I had the worst feeling in my gut. We just had an earthquake. Oh god, Edgeworth. I wonder if he's alright. Oh no. You look worried. Are you thinking about Miles Edgeworth? Come on, let's go. Alright. So we need to go to the training hall. Main gate. We gotta hurry to the inner temple and... Right. Ah! What are you doing here? How could I have... How do you expect us to understand if you don't speak up? Hey, why am I the one getting whipped? She's gone. No. The defendant, Iris. She's gone. Gone where? She fled. She escaped. What? What is happening? So it was just now, during the... earthquake? It's easy to see Edgeworth's one and only weakness. His fear of earthquakes. I should have known better than to escort the defendant alone. As soon as the ground started shaking, everything went dark before my eyes and I stupidly passed out. That incident haunts you to this day, doesn't it? DL6, that's no excuse for letting the suspect get away. I can't believe I let it happen. Right, the inner temple area is a dead end, so she could have escaped, only could have escaped, to this side. We haven't seen her. And we need to get a manhunt underway now, and search Eagle Mountain from top to bottom. Wait, Edgeworth. Have you thoroughly checked the inner temple yet? Don't be ridiculous. Why would I? The inner temple is like an island. There's no way to escape but to cross. No, that's not it. Iris isn't the type of person to run away, Edgeworth. What are you talking about? Sister Bikini mentioned something when we were with her. She said that the sacred cabin might have caved in because of the quake. And you think Iris might have gone to the inner temple to check on the situation? Listen, Edgeworth. I'm sure she's at the inner temple. A manhunt is not necessary. Right. Let's not waste any more time. We need to get to the training hall's sacred cabin now. Alright, let's go. Yeah, we're making progress. Inner temple, training hall. Fortunately, the sacred cabin didn't cave in. But what we found was something none of us would have ever expected. Oh god. 5 locks? What? Hold, whoa, what? They're Cyclops. But they're manifesting in the physical world. That's weird. How can there be even more locks? What is the meaning of this? Oh god. Iris! Iris, please tell me. What the hell is going on? That fucking course. Right, well, I'm still doing both investigations. There's 2 of them. I'm hoping the other one's only going to be like an hour as well. So then it's not... It took me 3 hours to get through these. Holy balls, man. What a way to end the investigation. Like, what the hell? Yeah, we're still in front of the locks, great. Ugh, god. Oh dear. Oi, pardon me. Right, is this what Goddo was talking about? Yeah, the trick locks. Now then, Iris, please remove these at once. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible for me. What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. And I know that there was only one lock when I last came here. So you're saying that you can't undo the new locks? Yes. If only I was stronger. Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you all want to talk. To talk with your face all green. Miles Edgeworth, go and get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself. Don't be ridiculous. I'm perfectly... There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state. Go and get some rest. That's your only concern now, Miles Edgeworth. Understood. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Cheerio, buckaroo. Edgeworth. He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in a corner of the garden. Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm going to stay here and see if I can't help solve these bothersome puzzles. I see. Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things, Iris? No, not at all. Okay. So, escape. Why did you make a run for it, Iris? I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquake we had. I was so worried, I just had to come and see. In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law, at least we're clear on that. Can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw the sacred cavern was alright, but what? Then I saw these chains here. I saw all these extra locks that someone had put on the sacred cavern's door, and... who in the world would have done something like this? Trick lock. These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Quran tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who set the lock can open it. And you aren't the one who set these locks. I don't think it's that simple, Franziska von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow, there's 5 of them. What does that mean? It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks, the first one. Yes, that's correct. What? Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any way around this? Well, like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them. But it will take time, won't it? Yes, about a day if I had to guess. A whole day? Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us? Sure, I'll do whatever I can. We've got to wait another day? Hang in there, Maya. You're gonna have to call on your inner strength now. Alright, night of the crime. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix Wright? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room at Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident. But you were seen that same evening at the Inner Temple. And then, you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple too. Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the Inner Temple. It's as if you were... Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. Man. It's only 3 this time. Woohoo! I knew it. There's something going on here that we don't know about. Aw, I don't want to make her upset, but no, I can do. Nope, time to leave. Oh yeah, the Inner Temple Gate. Oh. I'm finally getting to the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try to gather more clues. From Sister Bikini, Edgeworth, Gumshoe. And Pearls. Alright, suspension bridge. So here we are again. It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. Sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I should go check out the shack just down this path. Maybe I'll find Larry there sulking again. Yeah, maybe. So... Heavenly Hall. Oi, oi, oi. Oh, Mr. Nick. Pearls, what are you doing here? Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright? Well, we don't know yet. Oh, I see. Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Larry! This is the Losers' Shack, where losers get together to lose themselves. This is the what? Hey, we find comfort in each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that? Look, Mr. Nick, Mr. Laurice did a picture of me. That's, great, Pearls. We're going to gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire. So stay out of our way. I don't believe this. Why can't he try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll only let you down. Oh, Mystic Maya. Oh dear. We'll read his sketch. Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? I've got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now with Pearl. Two losers cooking potatoes together forevermore. What am I going to do with him? Alright then. What do you think about this picture, Pearl? Or Pearls? I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all, so I think it's really amazing. See? Someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flames to look like that, you know? I suppose it's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream, a wonderful fantasy. No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew. I'm telling you, Iris really flew that night. But Mr. Larice... not you too. Please don't look at me like that. Pearl, don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase, I beg of you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was there that night. As if he slept in those clothes that are covered in paint. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck. And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture. And it looks like I don't have any choice but to take this sketch at face value. Hey, what's with that look? What's with the look of doubt on your face? Night of the crime. Pearls? Yes, Mr. Nick? I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Where were you, and what exactly were you doing when it all happened? I was just... well, I'm just a kid, you know? I'm sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing. Does it, Mr. Nick? Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Elise's room reading a book together. But Miss Elise was murdered and you, Pearls, were at the inner temple. Ooh. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls? I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick. Oh no! Oh, wow. I've just realised how they've been placed. They're placed in that way because otherwise it would cover up her sprite. I've been a bad girl. I know I'll be punished. Oh dear. What are you talking about, Pearls? My spiritual power. It has disappeared. What? Her powers have disappeared? Really? Lost powers? What do you mean your power has disappeared, Pearls? It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint. Hey, what are you looking at me for? Pearls? Did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura Temple? Tried but failed, perhaps? Oh, she did. Way to go, Nick. You made her cry. That was really cruel of you. And now he cries. Just as I thought. I'm gonna have to break her psych-lock to get the truth out of her. Oh no. Right, I suppose now is a good a time as any to go back to the main hall. God, I'm like holding my controller in such a stupid way. I've got a can of Pepsi on my lap too, so that's why I'm holding it so stupidly so that the can doesn't fall over. I wonder, can we continue the discussion with Bikini? I guess so. Wonder if Sister Bikini has gone back to the main hall already. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. Alright, main hall. Oh god, she looks super worried. Well... what's the damage? How is the Sacred Cavern? Looks like it survived, but we have a bigger problem now. Oh, we're filling her in. Ooh, pardon me. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the Sacred Cavern. But who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are those of the Karine tradition. We have Iris at the Sacred Cavern, trying her best to open them for us right now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. Oh yes, we were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? Yes, you were telling me how the Master of Karine disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Fae suddenly appeared at this temple. It was about a week ago when Mystic Elise, no, I mean Mystic Misty, arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the Master, she said, "Someone is trying to destroy the Karine tradition's main family line. I'm here to put a stop to them." So she posed as somebody else to kind of, okay, not draw attention to herself. Someone was trying to destroy the main family line? There's only one heir to the title of Master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new Master of Karine, and her daughters the main family. Hey Otto, how's it going? Hope all is well. All other mediums become branch family members with no hope of controlling the clan. Okay, so main family and branch family have been highlighted. I wonder why that is. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line. Ah, good. I'm glad. I'm pretty good, thanks. Although my voice is feeling a bit worn out from all the talking I've been doing over the past couple days. Ugh. That's what happens when I record text-heavy games like Trials and Tribulations. And Planescape Torment. Planescape Torment especially is incredibly text-heavy. It's like reading a book. Is the power of the Master worth this much bloodshed? Let's have a talk, Bikini. Karine channeling technique. You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real. Yes, I do. I mean, we've seen it plenty of times. It's been 3 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. Well, it's only one person that she channels. During the Master Mass case, and during Maggie Bird's trial too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me out when I need her the most. The Karine technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know? I mean, the ability to commune with the dead. That's true psychic power, you know? Members of the tradition have always been there, behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now. You saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? Ho ho ho! You're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see? All because of one little mistake. A mistake? What mistake? Oh, DL6! Yeah, because they got the wrong person. Or, I can't remember it exactly. She channeled Gregory Edgeworth, he said it was Yoni Yogi, and then it just spiraled out of control, essentially, and she was labelled a fraud. Something like that. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. As if the DL6 is tied to more cases. Oh my god. Is she talking about what I think she is? I'm sure the records still exist if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the file. The DL6 incident? Huh? Ho-ho! The DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 3 years ago. Yeah, DL6. Can't believe it. To be fair, the first game had some pretty interesting cases. DL6 was one of the... I don't want to say one of the most interesting, because SL9 far exceeded that case in terms of how interesting it was. At least for me personally. Ah, that's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case. Indeed it was. A murder that took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in the country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer. And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Fae, Maya's mother. Through Mystic Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man surfaced. armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man, he was found not guilty. Wasn't he? That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had ever seen the Quran tradition openly involved in. I don't know why I got mixed up with the words there. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of Quran Village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic Misty's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth. Misty Faith's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all. Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The Quran tradition is starting to recover at last. But with a new master wielding the power of the clan... Does she mean Maya? Bum bum bum. Oh man, this is like Justice for All Case 2 music that we heard an awful lot. Family Feud. The spiritual power of the Quran channeling technique is in the blood. Maya's told me the exact same thing before. We, the women of the Fae family, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. According to Maya, only the women in the family can inherit that power. The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Army, but with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branch families, right? That's right, and it's always the cause of tragedy. You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Of course. She became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother. And lost her life. As a result. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumoured to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition. Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mum and her aunt. That's right. Misty Faye had an elder sister too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the Master Seat from her. Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know. Yep. She's already tried to destroy the main family line before. Morgan, there's a name I know well. God, the amount of callbacks to previous games in this is crazy. It was a year ago now, at Maya's home, Quran Village. God, from that silhouette, you just assume she's got a massive head. Actually, in the silhouette, her head looks like a Goomba. Kind of, it's got the same shape. What she did was terrible. It was also she could make her own daughter the next master. I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must have already realised that Iris... Huh? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this? That Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter. What? Now there's a curveball I was not expecting. What? Iris is what? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter. What? Okay, really was not expecting that. Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Oops. I thought you already knew. It sounded like you'd met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Oh. Yes, Pearls. Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was an only child. You jest. That child, she's Mystic Morgan's... I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she? Yes. Ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. Wow. What the heck? It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master. And do away with the main family line. I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. What? What? 3? Yes. Iris? Ah! Ah! Okay, that was a weird noise. Okay. Iris and her twin sister. Was her twin sister a redhead, perhaps? And Mystic Pearl? What? Twin sister? No, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago. Jesus, how much of a background is this? After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. Oh god, she looked so evil there. It wasn't many years later that Karine's reputation hit an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realised his wife would never become the master, he left her in the village, taking their twin daughters with him. Oh, so Iris and the twin are from one marriage. Pearls is from her, like, next marriage. How awful. He was a jeweler, you know. Oh, of course, yeah, we know this. Yeah, we know he was a jeweler. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up, to be looked after by us here at the temple. That was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable. If Iris has a twin sister... Could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris' sister? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearls has 2 older sisters. Huh. Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband, but even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls. It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free of the bars that confine her. So Iris has a twin sister. That's a... Ugh, don't like it. The plot thickens. But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get some more info. Holy balls. Yep, that was the biggest twist. Definitely was not expecting that. Oh, really? Morgan Faye's daughter and Iris' twin sister. Her father deals in jewellery, apparently. Yeah, it's gotta be Dahlia. It literally has to. Her father was a jeweler. They stole a very, very expensive diamond. As like a what is it? For ransom. It was something like that. I can't remember. It was only last case, but I still can't remember. Who's question marks? Sounds like someone's happy. What tune is that there humming? Gumshoe! No motive, no crime, no motive, no crime. Sing it with me, no motive, no crime. I remember when we used to search in the channeling room in Karine. Whoop, I love my job. Who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigating's all about. The investigator investigates for the love of investigating. It's a passion. Good cases we have, good cases we've lost, along the way. I would have never guessed that Gumshoe was into reggae. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Hey, pal. Huh? Who, me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh, okay. So what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promised I would find the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon. That barbed sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I'm giving it my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. It looks like a letter or something. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. A letter? Okay. Whoa. So, the investigation. So, how's it going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal, but I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place in the inner temple garden. I mean, I think we figured that out. And then taking that bloody writing on the lantern pretty seriously back at HQ. What, you mean? I don't have the details, pal. All I know is, if you don't find Maya down in that sacred cabin, and it's a grove, we're gonna be faced with one ugly situation. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? You got me. I don't know. They're not my words, pal. Then who said it? Mr. Gatto. Gatto? What did he mean by that? The letter? About that letter you found. Don't remind me, pal. I'm busting a gut here trying to find the murder weapon. And all I found is some burnt up old letter. Burnt up old letter? Yeah, it was in the incinerator right outside the inner temple. Oh, so someone was trying to dispose of that. Interesting. I knew it. I knew I wasn't imagining it. So it was used. But it didn't fully burn up, really? What the hell's that made of? There was snow on the incinerator when I first saw it. It was also open, which is a dead giveaway. But after the incident, the snow had melted away. Which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder. What's up with you, pal? I've got it right here if you want to take a look. Can I? Do you mind? Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. It's all spirit mediums and masters and stuff. I bet it's got no relation to the case. Spirit mediums? Okay. I want to check that. It's got to be important if it mentions spirit mediums and masters. Oi, oi, oi. So, okay. Oh, are you shitting me? Ah, bloody course. Be careful. Oh, wow. It's almost like it makes a story. Be careful, once night falls, should be there. As soon as you hear the lights... Oh! Wait a minute. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit, leave everything up to her. Her name is... God knows. She is our ally. The whole... No idea. Here is a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Whoa. Once this is something, burn the letter, I guess. Also, it probably make sure not to tell anyone about this letter. Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. Okay. So that was like instructions. I better give it a good looking over and some serious thought. Make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. Littering's a crime, pal. Wait, do I have to check it like here? I mean, I have read it. That's... It's got no relation to this case. Yeah, sure. I still can't believe that. Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades. Right, murder weapon. So what do you know about the real murder weapon so far? Well, it wasn't the Shishito that was found impaled in the victim's body. Mr. Edgeworth proved that in court today. In court today. Yes, that's true. In which case, it must have been another blade. And that's what you're running around like a headless chicken looking for now? Huh. Yeah, and man, is it tiring work. But let me tell you something, pal. I'm no chicken. We got the feather of forensics in our cap these days. We're using the department's secret weapon on this. Secret weapon? Ooh, I want to know. What is it? What's this secret weapon of yours? You want to know? You gotta think scientifically, okay? Alright. The murder weapon was a sword. Swords are, scientifically speaking, made of metal, right? Any questions so far? No. I know what he's gonna say, but I'll let him look smart. So what's the perfect tool for the job? Ta-da! A metal detector! Oh my god, it's that thing again. Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away. Well, you want to give scientific investigation a go? Huh? Me? I've been using this thing for hours now. It gets pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a try? I don't know. Should I help Detective Gumshoe out or not? Yeah, of course we do. Play forensics expert. Come on, pal, it's good fun, I'm telling you. We had to do this in Justice for All, too. Alright then, I guess I'll give it a go. Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget. The absolute best. It's so sensitive, you could make it cry. It's so high-tech. You could skydive off of it. Oh, bother. So, now I'm going to tell you how to use it. It's possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere, right? Sure. That's what we're trying to find out. Right, so first, let's turn the detector on. That's the sound of the metal... No, whatever. Next, touch the detector and take a real good look. Blah blah blah. What if it's something metallic? The check gauge will flash. When that happens, touch the gauge to really give the area a good hard stare. This thing picks up metallic objects that are hidden from sight too. Take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Yeah! Is there something up on the... Wait, up on the eaves? I can't tell from here, pal. Just forget about it. But it's right under Elise... Oh, Miss Elise's window. It's a perfect spot for hiding something long and thin like a sword. I'll go take a look. Nah, it was nothing. Thank goodness. Someone just dropped a spoon. Why are you so happy about that? Well, imagine if the murder weapon had turned up there. It'd make me look pretty dumb, huh? At least he recognises that much. So where else could we look? Oh god. Oh yeah! That could be it. Look, a ladder! That's a step ladder. Oh god, not this description again. Oh, discussion I meant. What's the difference? Looks like a normal ladder to me, pal. Surely everyone knows the difference. I mean, they're pretty ordinary objects. I've met plenty of guys like you, always picking on the smallest details. The vegetable store guy near my place does it all the time. He even corrects me when I ask for a head of lettuce. That's a cabbage, he says. I'm telling you, they're the exact same thing. No, they're not. They're completely different. You have to plant both of them firmly in the ground before they can grow, don't you? Listen, you gotta take a step back and look at the bigger picture sometimes. Otherwise, you could miss a really important clue. That's advice from a pro, pal. The last person I need advice from is this guy in front of me. Right, so stepladder's a no-go. The statue, probably a no-go. That Chichishito next to this golden statue wasn't the real murder weapon, pal. Jesus, I can't talk. Yeah, I know. I just thought I'd check it again anyway. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Do you know about that sword? It's supposed to represent the multiple branches that life can take, all ending as one. Yes, I heard something about that. You know what I think about sometimes? What kind of life I'd be leading had I not joined the homicide division. You think about that kind of stuff, detective? Of course I do. I think about it a lot. Me as a traffic cop, me as a detention officer, me as the Blue Badger. There's something to be said about the humour value of Gumshoe as the Blue Badger. Oh god. Right, so it's not that. What the hell is this? Hey, I found a dollar coin. Huh? Money? If you find money, you have to turn it turn it into the police, or a detective. If the owner doesn't come forward within 6 months, you get to keep 10%. The other 90% goes to the police department. Don't get so close to me, detective. Give me some space, will you? Here's the coin. Happy? I definitely made the right decision becoming a detective. Oh my god. Yikes. Talk about a serious case of denial. So it's not that. Bloody hell, it's going crazy. Where's that? What's this? A pen? Hey, I've been looking all over for that, pal. Huh? It's yours? Yeah, my old man gave it to me when I qualified as a detective. He told me it'd be good for sticking in suspects' faces. That makes you detectives sound really nasty. It's my dream to stick it in your face one day, right? And no go losing it. It's not that. Oh. Wait. The staff? No. Oh god. This is Miss Elise's staff, isn't it? Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood. But the detector is reacting to it. Yeah, but however you look at it, the thing is made of wood, alright? I don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic. Isn't the whole point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it? It's weird that this thing is causing a racket. Yeah, let me take a look at it. Hey, hands off. Examining evidence is a job for the... The top is coming off. Look what you've done. You've damaged a really important piece of evidence. Ah! What happened? Oh! That's a sword inside the staff. Is this... could it be the murder weapon? Of all the places. That's ingenious. So essentially, the other part of the staff was essentially its, God, what the hell do you call it? Sheath. Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was called. I'd never have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. They call this kind of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. The workmanship is really something else. Thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. If the real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden, then why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey, Gumshoe. Who knows about the hidden sword? No one. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, as they say, there's no team in Gumshoe. It doesn't look like there are any traces of blood on it. Then I guess this isn't the murder weapon, huh? No, no, no. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. Yeah, of course. This thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal. Him flip-flopping between. It's about the same length as a Shichishito too. This must be the murder weapon. Okay, I'm gonna run over to forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it has been wiped off. See you later, pal. And the music is back. Oh, he's singing again. I didn't even realise. Wait up, detective. Huh? What is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know. You're gonna get that staff analysed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a while? Huh? What are you talking about, pal? Please. Just until we find Maya. Maya? What's this got to do with her? I don't know, but I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh, how so? Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cabin right now, and... well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think... Maya's been Please, detective, let's just wait until we can get inside the sacred cabin. You're looking kind of iridian there. Okay, just stop it with that face, pal. One thing, though. The staff's secret trick. Let's keep it between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. This is just a regular run-of-the-mill staff, you got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, pal. Thank you, detective. Don't worry. She'll be fine. Gumshoe. You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal? Sure, thanks. Aww. Gumshoe's such a nice character. I can't help but wonder, though. What was Miss Elise doing with a staff like this in the first place? Yeah, it does seem a bit strange. Like, why, of all things, would she have a secret weapon, essentially? Right, so, main gate. Suspension bridge. Oh my god. Well, my throat's not giving out completely, but I can definitely feel it hurts. It's whenever I, like... I was going to say breathe through my nose, but that's not entirely true. Either way. To the garden! Whoosh! Right, okay. The cops are still combing the place. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's gotta be a tough job. Hey, Edgeworth! Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. How could I have done that? Ow, I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth! There! Hey, don't you dare run away. What do you want, Wright? What do I want? If you came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Go on, laugh away. I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. We went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris. Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. Oh. I wonder if it was Case 4. With Terry Falls killing himself. The investigation! Ugh. So you guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the garden here, huh? There's a high chance this is the actual scene of the crime. That's why. You mean because of the writing in blood and the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things couldn't have been planted here after the murder. But surely, you don't suspect Maya, do you? We have to treat everyone as a suspect. Maya as well as Iris. It's our job, right? Okay, earthquakes. I don't know why the hell we're bringing this up. So... I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes? No, thankfully my nightmares have stopped. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. Well, that's no good now, is it? 17 years ago, when we were school kids at the same elementary school. Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. Oh, it was an earthquake in the elevator, and that's... Oh no, it was in the courtroom, wasn't it? It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. See, we are quite literally going back to every single case. In the trilogy, we've gone to case 2. We've gone back through the different cases in this game, but it doesn't really need to call back to those. It's gone... I'm trying to think of the cases in the second game. No, it's got like the circus, but that's not been mentioned. There was only 4 cases. And also the one that where... It was another samurai one. There was also another samurai in the first game. That was the case, but that's not been mentioned. It's mentioned, so far, it's mentioned case 2 of the first game, case 4 of the first game. It won't mention Rise from the Ashes, obviously. Yes, I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense lawyer. We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. Yeah, he was killed by Von Karma. That single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. Been more than 17 years now. And that case was finally resolved 3 years ago, right? You think I don't know that? I was there, but... It was such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, Wright. There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake. And not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think, so no more of this self-pity, okay? Yeah! Let's hug it out. There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I had seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before. So you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file? Yes, I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And I was right. I had seen her face before, 6 years ago. 6 years ago. It was my first appearance in court. And as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So, who is she? I'm sorry, Wright. I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. I think it's because of who it is. What? Why not? It might be the crucial piece of the puzzle that solves this case. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple. And neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Unrelated? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. He is on about case 4. Oh. I don't need to do that, I need to present. I'm an idiot. I almost presented Iris' profile. Question marks. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Sister Bikini told me, but... The problem is, she didn't know the name of this twin. There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently her sister was raised by her father. A jeweler, I think. A jeweler? Right, I might just know who this twin sister of hers is. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Oh god, her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? What I find so strange about this is how many cases tie in. Or tie back, or come back to Dahlia Hawthorne. Like the first ever case we did, obviously she was kind of a centre point of it. Then you had case 3. Was it case 3? Wait, case... Oh, no, not case 3. Case 4, and then this one. All of which have had something to do with Dahlia Hawthorne. That's over half the game. Yes, exactly. Please, tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. So, talk... Dahlia Hawthorne. It was my first court case 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? You know about that case? You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Posing as Melissa Foster, though. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister? Well, her step-sister, actually. They weren't blood-related. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father... The only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Oh. And this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. God, no wonder Phoenix does not give, like, dating or, you know, love a second try. So, after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? There is no need. Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. What? Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. Dahlia's death. What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? I only just discovered this, right? But I never knew about the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Okay, yeah. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty. Thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. Mia Fey. I always do that. Oh god, demon. Mia Fey! God, she really is the embodiment of evil. What a bitch. At the time, Dahlia... It's like she was possessed by a demon or something. It's been 6 years since that guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead, and once someone is dead, there is no way to revive them. True, you can't revive them. You can... There's no way to revive the dead. I wonder. Seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fay, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Karine channeling technique. Did you say Karine channeling technique? Do you know something about it? Oh, yes. I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? Oh, right, yeah, Misty Fey. I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. But you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth. Go to the police records room. It's all in there. All you have to do... Pardon me. All you have to do is check the DL6 case file and you'll know. Of course. How could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then, you'll see that the Quran channeling technique is real. Oh, of course, he doesn't understand. Right, never mind. Move! Well, the only thing we can do now. Wait, do we actually have Dahlia's profile? I do. Oh, wow, that's so weird. Age deceased. Oh my god, it's so strange. I mean, literally the way they made her, it's quite obvious. They didn't create two separate character models, they literally just took Dahlia's and then coloured her hair black. At least I think that's what happened. They have the same, like... I'm pretty sure they have the same physique, too. Right, either way. I don't want to talk, I want to present. The Magatama. It's time to break those chains over your heart. Brum, brum, brum. What is it we're trying to find out? I can't remember. Oh yeah, night of the crime. I think it's time you told me the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth? Yes, that's where I was. Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me too. But I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. Okay. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course. Sister Bikini? Her testimony in court today was very clear. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up, violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. Sister Bikini didn't see you, or just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder. That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. Ooh. The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early so I wouldn't be late. What time was that? Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple, so I would have left at about 9:40 PM, I think. I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you. Huh? Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 PM, but what... Oh, what you say doesn't add up with this. It would be the HUD. She gave it just before she rang the lights out bell. Yeah, received before the lights out bell. Uh-huh. You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Ah. Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have. Who's that? Me. Mr. Wright. We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten. No, that's right. I remember. Okay. And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock, on the night of the murder, you were seen in two different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove two things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. There were two of you. On the night of the incident, you were seen in two different places at the same time. Which means, there must have been two of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris. But that's crazy. How could that be? There's only one of me. It's impossible. Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise. You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there is more than one of me. I mean, there is only one Iris. But... you had a twin sister. I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps? That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne, a woman I know only too well. I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer... Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Thank you. There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? This second you, who was here at the temple on the night of the murder, it was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne. But you just said it yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that? Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Karine channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit. And you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me. Oh! Yeah, that's what Edgeworth doesn't understand. Mm-hmm. The night of the crime. I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew. I knew it was my sister. Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month. Just as I suspected. The Iris that Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. But because it was nighttime, you won't be able to see the red hair. Why didn't you tell me this before? Because my sister always does the right thing. Excuse me? And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again. You betrayed her? What do you mean? That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way. What is she talking about? The traitor? You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on the Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? That was the start of it all. It twisted her entire destiny. Oh dear. Oh, she started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her. How did you betray her, Iris? It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. Oh, because she was here! After all, I helped plan the whole thing. What? But I got scared, so I ran away. What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father, that's awful. I promised I'd help. And... she didn't do it for the money. Huh? It was revenge. On our father. Revenge? Oh, I was about to say, where's revenge pop up? What do you mean by revenge? He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell. Yeah, Morgan? Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay. Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The main family had a lot of influence in many business and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired, because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the Master of Karine. That would be Misty Fay, Maya's mother. But before long, the credibility of the Karine tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Mystic Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive, and that he had no reason to stay there. And that's when you came to Hasakura Temple. Yes. The woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see. Oh. And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I've heard she's been very battered spiritually and emotionally. think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. I've asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it, goes back to the history of the Fae Clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me. What is it? During the incident in which your sister Dahlia Hawthorne poisoned a lawyer, she began relations with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him? Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts. I see. Thank you for your help. You're welcome. Hurry up, Phoenix Wright. There is still much to investigate. Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise. Thank you. I suppose I'd better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearl. Pearl Cyclock. Alright, let's go! I completely forgot that Franziska was in here as well. Which is why I was shocked when she, cropped up. Yep, I need to go to Heavenly Hall. All the losers. What do you call it? Losers Shack? Where losers get together and, I don't know, have fun at their miserable lives. Look at that, they really did make a fire right in front of the shack. Oh, Mr. Nick. Huh, you're too late, Nick. If you came here for one of our potatoes, we've already polished them all off. I think I've pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. Boom! Oh yeah. You can't present it like you do in the court. Jeez. There we go. I keep forgetting you forgot to present first. Ba-ba-ba-boom. 5 bloody locks. Ooh. Oh, night of the crime. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise, or Miss Elise's room, reading a book together, correct? Yes, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go in the end. You didn't go? No. There was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried, I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous. So Pearls never went to Miss Elise's room. Because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls? On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? God, switching the screen is weird. You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? Then the next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Now I'm going to take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay? You mean you know? If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth? Okay. You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. It's obvious that you were worried, or so worried about, or what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? Ah! You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was the special course. I signed up for your special course. Well, my. Quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you? Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the Inner Temple. Then we're clear now. We're clear now that you went to the Inner Temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. Ugh. About what time was it when you headed over to the Inner Temple? It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started, but there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock. Until after 10? How did you know what time it was? Because I heard the bell ring for lights out. She heard the lights out bell. The Hazakura Temple bell's pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing. I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible. She was trying to hear the bell. Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell? Oh, I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. It was to get Pearl? Oh, that's awful. Yeah. As soon as you hear the lights out bell. That's terrible, my god. You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper? Ah! Where did you... In the incinerator at the inner temple. Pearls, you were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell. I'm speechless, Mr. Nick, you're amazing. These instructions that were found in the incinerator, I believe they were written for you, Pearls. For me, no. As you can see, a large portion has been burnt. But the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to channel? Taking into account the author of the note, and their purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... Da-da-la-la-da-la-la. Boom! It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. There we go! It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris who Sister Bikini met at the inner temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Acting. As Iris. Oh no. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was? No. I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions. Thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister. Oh yeah. Probably a good idea to not break that news to her. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Why ask? It's obvious. Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you've never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote the set of instructions for you to follow? Oh god, what am I doing? Quite obvious. Morgan Fay! Yeah, older sister of Misty Fay and mother of Pearl and Iris. Is in solitary confinement. God, I just realised how much of a chunk that was if you got it wrong. Pearls, I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? Badump. But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, that's why. How did you... I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. Alright, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth. Mr. Nick, Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this. Don't underestimate me, just because I'm a child. Huh? If you're trying to say I followed these instructions, I'd like to see some proof. What? Because I don't think you have any. So, wait, she'd say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. I guess I'll have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right, there's no evidence that proves it was you. I knew it. However, I do know that whoever did it was a child. How do you know that? It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that. A simple mistake? What do you mean by that? I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd been given, but you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. Yeah, what he's referring to is actually... yeah, it's the poster, but it's in this, it says at the end. Yeah, gravely roast. Gravely roast the master. So she misread, like, gravely, as in coat or roast them in gravy, I suppose. A common child thing. My goodness. It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it? Ah! What? Why would I do that? Something like... Do you remember what was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. You didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast, among others, right? How do you know that? Remember the conversation you had with... Oh, God, I do! Oh, wow. Remember the conversation you had with Miss Elise on the night of the murder? Wait a minute. Did she know? Hang on. She specifically stated gravely and roast. Like oddly specific words. Perhaps we can read some books together. Really? I'd love to. I am not very good at reading. Well then, would you like to practice reading with me? Miss Elise? So for example, how do you read this? It says, gravely... That's kind of a tough word. Yeah, she pointed out roast as well. Sure. Yeah, she taught... Okay, Miss Elise taught you how to read gravely and roast. But what she didn't teach you was what they meant. Gravely sounded like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food. And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from the night's pot roast. To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea. Just a tiny bit. I really am useless. Didn't even manage to burn the letter properly as my mother asked of me. Such a simple thing and I couldn't even do it right. Ugh, dear. Poor Pearls. She gets roped into all this shit and she's just a kid. Right, the night of the crime. After dinner that night, I didn't go to the inner temple. With a pot full of the leftover gravy. The gravy? I saw the picture of the hanging scroll near the sacred cabin. I was sure it was the Master of Khura'in like it said in the letter. I see, and then? Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area. The guest area? Yeah, I thought I could wait there until the training was over. Why didn't you just go to the training hall? Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed there. Oh no, stayed where I was and prayed for her to get through it. But then, Pearls, did you fall asleep? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it. Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris too. It happens. Anyway, then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple. Yes, when I woke up it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator and then I heated up the leftover gravy and let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried. What a weird thing to do. Yeah, it's just oddly specific. Must have been pretty scary for you, pal. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too. Don't equate something so trivial with her experience, Larry. Hey, that's Laurice. Lost powers. It was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring. So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit? No, I tried, but I couldn't do it. You couldn't do it? I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. I tried and I tried and I tried and I tried. Oh, I tried and I tried and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it. Don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out. God, I said so many different words there. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you. Whoosh. Just like that. Such an idiot. So she never managed to channel the spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone? Yes, I don't know what to do. Is there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit? I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely though. I'm going to guess if someone else is already channeling said spirit, that spirit cannot be channeled. That's probably where this is leading, I'm guessing. It's the only logical solution, I would say. Could you please tell me what it is anyway? It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit. Bingo! Someone else? What do you mean? Well, there's only one of each spirit, right? Yep, it's like dating a girl, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken. And that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne. Ah. I'm a failure. I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish. Her final wish? Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully. This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it. Morgan's letter. My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary. Yeah, I know, Pearls. I visit her every month. And last month she told me... The time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae Clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now, listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden. My mother is always nice to me, I love her very much. Yeah, moms will do anything for their kids, right? She said it was for the good of the Fae Clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Maya's part of the Fae Clan, so it had to be good for her too. Oh no! She's so innocent and sweet. She was doing it because she thought it would help everything, when in reality what it would do is... I'm not entirely sure, actually. But it would destroy the main family branch, either by getting Maya locked up or killed. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick? I guess so, yeah. There was a picture with her letter too. A picture? Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time... Pretty weird, huh? Like Larry knows anything about this stuff. There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if someone had already opened it once before, so someone did know. That sure is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already. Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out. You're very welcome. My mother is watching over us, so I'm sure Mystic Maya will be alright. Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? Huh. Let's go! Finally figured it out, have you, Trite? You finally realised how terrible of a crime being painfully obvious is. Oh, how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is. Goddo. The entrance to the sacred cabin looks like a freaking puzzle workshop. I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. But it's all a waste of time. Why do you say that? Because Maya Fey isn't coming back. What? You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that? It was your job to protect her, right? Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fey. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances. I realised that, but... And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them. But I didn't know anything about what was going on. Huh. What did I just say, Trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow. We'll settle everything in court tomorrow. Once and for all. Mr. Nick? Is what that man just said true? It'll be alright, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick. Ooh, God. My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child. My Pearl. It's better that you don't know. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family is no more. Now you are to take the place at the head of the Fae Clan. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time. Oh no. To be continued! Oh my god, we have 3 trials ahead of us now. Fuck. God, it's such an awkward place where it ended too. She looks like a killer. Actually, she didn't kill anybody, but she framed her niece. I couldn't remember what she would have been. Yeah, she framed her niece for a murder in the previous game, and then in this game, tried to get her killed. How fun. Either way, I've completed the investigations. I'm gonna take a break. Just for like, I don't know, half an hour, let my voice rest. And then I'm gonna be back with the rest of this game, and I'm going to finish it once and for all. But either way, that is going to be the end of this session. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, take care.